Hello and welcome everyone into the Precious Pals event drops Shiny Fidough. I am after this shiny. I love the Pokemon, so let's go for the grind today. We do have Zorua dotted around, as you can see from this very large shiny Pikachu, which is actually my buddy. So Zorua's featured and a bunch of other things are available. And of course, the big shiny boost apparently for this event is Goldeen. May or may not be necessary. A lot of you may not have Goldeen, so best of luck on your grind. It's boosted in the wild and 2k eggs are featured once again. No shiny Zorua, but hey. Fidough is boosted in 2km event eggs, which we have been working on collecting. So you can see that the egg pool, Goldeen and Fidough boosted, Togepi, Happiny, and Riolu, a standard egg boosted shiny, so you should get some sparkles. A few field research tasks to take note of for this event. Earn a candy exploring with your buddy is going to give you the Fidough on its own. 422 for that 100%er, and then take a snapshot with your buddy. Obviously it's Precious Pals, it's all focused around buddying bits and pieces. Goldeen, Eevee, or Pawmi all have shiny potentials. That's quite nice. And of course, we have to say thanks very much to Celebi954, who's gifted us the event ticket for this one, which gives us a load of encounters and the pose and some extra items. So I really appreciate your generosity. We'll crack on with that during the course of the event today. And it looks like Fidough is actually in the wild, which is really nice. So we're going to rock and roll with some daily adventure incense. But I did my rocket balloon this morning over a cup of coffee because I need to do rocket leaders to complete level 79's requirements. And Sierra dished us out a Shadow Hundo Feebas of all things, which is funky, and given we've got a taken over event to start on the Friday and run for the weekend in alongside this Precious Pals stuff, it's quite funny to get that one just before it disappears. So Hundo Feebas, I will try and get it evolved at a later time, because earn that candy with your buddy, I'm going to pop in my Pikachu. Definitely recommend getting a 1km buddy distance on that one, like Weedle, Caterpie, Pikachu, and a bunch of others. They're all easy, cheap ones to do. And I can't do any field research just yet because I saved my research breakthrough to claim from yesterday, because for the first time in literally, I think, years, we've got ourselves a freaking shiny from it. It's a Lapras of 1120, and I think 1131 is the Hundo. So this isn't too bad, to be honest. I know Sue will approve of that one, to be honest, being her favorite Pokemon. For the longest time, I've just been getting the non-shiny potential one, but there we go. We have a Lapras from and it's the 14, the shiny. Could gold bottle cap it, but there's G-Max versions anyway. So there we go, Lapras. Earn a candy exploring with your buddy. That's what we want to see. We've got some. There are some body reduction things to do with this event as well, for like Sylveon and Pangoro and things like that usually take a long time, but now have reduced requirements. And actually, take note, evolve a Pokemon may be either Eevee, Fidough, or something else. So it might be worth, if you find the evolve a Pokemon task, let's catch an Ekans. Let's just hit the evolve button on it. I would like to say thanks very much to anybody who's engaged on the Grookey Comedy video and the video from yesterday with the egg hatches. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching the road trip and everything up to Clarkson's farm and the farmer's dog. It was a good adventure. I'm glad we were able to get 2 videos out of it, and I'm glad to see people enjoyed it. Get in the bin, evolve a Pokemon for our Yamper is the other one, so in the stack you go. Before I prattle on too long, let's get a Poffin down on the good old Pikachu to make it half a kilometer, and let's get our skates on. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited for this event? Are you a Fidough person? Because I definitely am. Given our terrible luck with Tadbulb, I really don't want to have to go through that ordeal again, so I'm hoping we can pick it up quickly. 2 quests done. One is the Fidough, 409, not going to be shiny. We got a couple of the snapshot tasks done, so let's see if we can get any randomized. Oh, that's not a bad Eevee. 459, I believe, is the Hundo you look for, and this is a Pawmi. Few bits of information to go through. So obviously, unlike the Tadbulb event, the ticket doesn't dish out a half egg distance bonus, so you are walking the full 2 kilometers, unless, like me, you super incubate them for 1.3k. There's a big plane going over, but the research tasks don't seem massively common, which is a bit of a shame. Have seen a few Fidough in the wild. However, one big bit of information is that Jeroen and I, along with G47IX and Francesco, have been working on the weekly challenges, and if we get our 30 kilometers done, we will become forever friends for the very first time, which means we get a lucky remote trade. We've decided what we're going to do. Issue, shout out to Kiwi Steve, who notified me of this from the land down under. No surprise, the remote trades are broken as of the time of recording this, which is Tuesday morning. So, some chap over in New Zealand did a remote lucky trade with a friend. It not only counted as a special trade, which is not supposed to, but it didn't go lucky. A lucky friend trade didn't turn out to be a lucky trade, so lots of things are broken with this. We've tagged the Pokemon GO team internally, it's been flagged on socials. I'm hoping before this video is uploaded and edited, we can get our first remote trade ever done with Jeroen, but I want to wait before it breaks because we've got quite a cool thing trade wise, and I don't want it to be ruined. Here we go, our first 6 2Ks for this event. We did get plenty of shinies, I would say, from the last event eggs. There's a Riolu. Obviously, Riolu evolving to Lucario gets not only a Mega currently, but a future Legend ZA Mega. There's our first Fidough, not shiny. Come on, please. And obviously, because we didn't see the Pokédex, we're not going to get a shiny Fidough in this batch, which is a shame, but I'm not surprised. 3 Fidough and 4 Fidough from 6 eggs. Terrible, 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 terrible. Right, I'm gonna restock. Actually, before I do that Rocket Leader, because I really need to do the Rocket Leader, I need to spin more eggs. And we've got 3 Fidough quests. Check 1, no slightly well-baked dog dough. Check 2 is not a dog dough hundo. And finally, no shiny there in 405. So obviously, I don't think it's boosted in research. There's another huge Pikachu. Haha. Surprise, surprise. And eggs can be a tricky so-and-so. So let me know, are you gonna go for the eggs or are you kind of gonna chance it? Because don't forget, it's a shiny debut. It's gonna remain in the game forever and it will become more readily available further down the line. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Fidough as part of GoFest spawns this year, to be honest. Spin, got a 10K. So there's still 10s and 5s, unfortunately, but we got quite lucky with our very first batch. There's another 10. This is going to be a problem, isn't it? And no egg at all. So that shouldn't be happening. You should get guaranteed eggs if you've got egg space, which we do. Why have we got 3 10s? 4 10s. Thought I'd pop on here with 3 quest checks because we've nearly got 1 2K going off as well. And there's a Fidough. These 2 are not Fidough. There's a Goldeen that could have been a shiny boost. And this one is also a Goldeen. We've got a 12 going off. Hatching an egg for a 12. It's not a shiny Salandit. That would have been a really good one to get. It's quite a windy day. 2 snapshot tasks. Make it 3. No, no, no. Nana berries, no thanks. Out of all of the egg slots we've got, we've just picked up another 10. This is disgusting. And because there isn't half egg distance, it's nearly 7 kilometers with a super to walk those off. And I can't get the Fidough eggs. Maybe it's just not my Tuesday. Who knows? I tell you, if we hatch this 2, and then we get a 10 in return, I'm gonna be livid. Right, 2K, shiny Fidough. Ooh, it's a happening. Will the gym dish a 2K? A 2, thank God. 3, well, I'd say 2 guaranteed Fidough, 1 potential. Let's check the Evolver task for a poor me. 2 Fidough, 1 is not a shiny and 400. And if we can get ourselves the 4-star, I would not say no to that, because I don't actually have one. Rocket Leader-wise, 2 down here, 4 more Rocket Leaders, and I did strategize that last lucky trade will be done with Giroud hopefully today. Just the 2 eggs, 1, 2, 1, 5. Yeah, it's a Riolu, not shiny, and the 5. Yeah, no Shundo this time. Ha ha ha. That was a 2 and 2 2s. Yes. Can you tell by my face what's just happened? There's a wild Fidough there on Spatial Rend. And it's the shiny! Come on! Not even boosted as far as I'm aware. Shiny Fidough, ladies and gentlemen, in the wild. Not even from the 2 kilometer egg. I love the shiny. I know it's like a subtle, not necessarily a subtle one, but it's a minor change, but it so works with the theme of the Pokemon. This, oh my God, I am so happy to get this one. Genuinely, let's give it the Ultra Ball. Such a lovely little thing. I was just coming here because I need to hatch a 2K egg to then spin a stop before I do the Rocket Leader cliff here. Come on, shiny Dex people. That's what we were missing for Tadbulb, and in there for Paldea. That's beautiful, and it's practically a Nundo. Practically the worst you could get. Shiny Fidough. Yes. I will put the encounter number on it because it's a wild check. Look at this little thing. Can we put it in AR mode? I just hope I don't crash the game, as is typically what happens with AR stuff. It's so freaking cute. Look at that thing. If I was going to have a pet, an actual Pokemon, it would probably be a Fidough. I have hatched the 2K and I've got some research tasks. It's going to be a Happiny, so I'm glad we didn't necessarily bother with that one, but we do have a task for the Fidough. That's pretty goddamn good. Imagine if that one had been the shiny instead, but should have checked the research task perhaps beforehand. I'm not sure if that's how it works, or it just had to be that wild spawn. But come on, shiny on day 1 from the wild. I feel obligated to record all 2 kilometer eggs because, 1, obviously they have a good shiny pool in them, but mostly because they're so freaking rare for me today. Literally picked up another 10, so let's see. What we get is a Goldeen. Fish do come from eggs, so that makes sense, and Togepi is an egg. Dogs. Dog eggs are the only sort of thing you don't want to stand in. Let's just say that. Fidough in the wild. Can't believe we got ours from the wild. Actually astonishing. Esper. Nice to have that in the wild, and also Pancham if you haven't got that shiny. I know we had part of a research day actually the tail end of March last year. When we were in Milan, it coincided with that City Safari. 2 Fidough quests. One is 417 not shiny, and this shouldn't be probably a shiny. Let's just say that. No shiny and 20 CP off the 100%er. See, I've picked up yet another 10k. Are you honestly for real? Finally a 2. At this rate, I'm going to hatch more 10s today than 2s. That's appalling for a 2-kilometer focused egg event. Are you honestly for real? And I put it instinctively putting a 2 into a regular infinite incubator. Anyway, let me know your egg drops. What's it been like for you so far in this event? Are you experiencing what I'm getting, or am I sort of an anomaly for the day? I will be back out once I've edited the podcast for this week tomorrow. We're recording that tonight, episode 259. And as I said, over the last 2 videos, go and check out episode 258 if you haven't done so already. It will be linked up there, because last video I forgot. Since this is our 30th Rocket Leader for level 79, I thought, let's keep it on camera. Luckily, we don't pick up a 12k like I did this morning. There we go, 30 Rocket Leaders. We have 1 lucky Pokemon to obtain before we can hit level 79 today. And it's not a pink Wobbuffet, and I know that this is terrible. Apart from Larvitar, I'm honestly going to be quite glad to see a switch up with the Rocket Leaders coming in at midnight on Friday morning. There's also new Shadows, which is supposedly just going to be the Gen 6 starters, which is obviously Chespin, Fennekin, and Froakie. Let's claim whatever this task is. Wow, that's coming in the next event. Can't get over this, honestly. 8 10Ks and 1 2K in an event that has 2-kilometer egg focused stuff. We'll say I've shared at this current stage this morning, I shared the issues into the contact we have with the Pokemon GO team. It's sort of a one-way direct. We can post stuff and then very little comes back our way. But if the remote trade function is broken and they've had 3 months since launch of the actual whole system to get it ready, what does that say? It's not surprising, but it does blow my mind somewhat that I'd argue that's one of the biggest features and most requested features of probably the last 3-4 years, and it's broken. You can do a remote trade, it counts as a special when it's not supposed to, and the lucky friend trade stops being lucky when you trade it. I hope they compensate, and I will feedback directly and say I think they should restore people's lucky friend status and give them back the remote trade capability for that first one if they were affected. Because at this current time, still no update. It is only 11:30 in the morning in the UK. It is actually quite a windy day here, but we've got our 1 2K still working on the 8 10s. And it's a Togepi that's not shiny and not the Hundo, but I do have not only these 3 Fidough quests. 1's not shiny, 2's not shiny, and the 3rd is not the shiny. That's, whoa, really bad. I do actually have to do the premium track research. I completely forgot about it. As well as that, collection challenges. There are 2 of them. One of them we haven't done yet because you have to evolve a Fidough. But let's claim this one and see what we are going to get. A non-shiny. Ooh, that's a pretty decent Fidough, I think. I think that might be a 98. Yeah, 98, not bad whatsoever. However, I'm not going to evolve the 98, I'm just going to pick this random one and evolve it. Evolving it will give you a Fidough back, which is not a bad thing. It's a free Fidough. That is awful. And we've done our collection challenge medal. Thank you, game, for letting me know after the fact. I'm not sure what you get, but you do get a Poffit, which is great. I need that for the course of the week. We are going to get a Wimpod. Is it one of every event spawn? It's a bit of a shame. I would have preferred some shiny boosted Fidough, but no matter. We get a Swablu of all things. You do get an event pose with this. That's why it's $4.99 in your local currency. Stupid panda not catching. This is a Magikarp that's nowhere near the 117 that you do need. Obviously, that could be a 98 or a Hundo, bear that in mind. This is going to be the Esper, could have been shiny. And we get our lovely Heart pose, which is great, and an encounter with the Fidough that's not shiny, 393. Let's Silver Pineapple. Celebi, thank you very much for gifting the event ticket. I really do appreciate it. Before we push on, a big thanks as always to every single person who's part of the Patreon squad on the rolling credits in these videos, because we're in off for them and their extra support going that much further. I say it all the time, every single video, but it's legit. It wouldn't be possible to continue doing what we're doing with live events, the travel, even like Clarkson's farm and all that jazz. Going and pushing the content that much further and doing this full time. Thanking each and every one of you. And we have a measly 2k egg and a 10k egg, so let's see, are we gonna get anything from these eggs in this event? 3 quests. Should all be Fidough. Give me something good. no shiny. 402 seems to be a very common number. And this one, no shiny. And 402 again, no surprise. Right, I'm definitely venturing to the black sheep of coffee. Ah, joy, and we've got some actual 2s. After literally having almost an entire batch of 10s clogging the way, that is a very welcome sight for some sore eyes. With the coffee in hand, it's actually very difficult to operate not only recording, but getting screen recording going. So we've got 5 2s here, and we're sweeping the Broadway now to get some more Fidough tasks. See if we can pick up that hundo. There's a Fidough from an egg, but not a shiny, unfortunately. And maybe the pistachio latte can bring in some goodness. Come on, I'm really hoping. Riolu would not be a bad one to hatch shiny of, and no shiny from the egg so far today. No joy on the Goldie, and obviously the Fidough's freaking fantastic, but the next thing that sparkled today is the pink sheep. Lovely. A 682 Mareep while we're just wandering around the back streets picking up the remnants of what Pokestops are available today. Gotta love it. It's a nice shiny, just it gives me PTSD about its com day in 2018 where it was all screwed up. And it's 0 star. Beautiful. Check. It's not the shiny, and it's not even above 400. Got 3 2Ks here going off. We were walking through the shopping centre, so a Goldie not shiny. This one's a Riolu not shiny. And finally, we earned a candy exploring with a buddy. It's a Fidough of 529, so we know that's pretty dead. And 3 quests. 1 for a Fidough that's 415. 2 is gonna be a Fidough that's 409. And finally, it's a Fidough of 399. And we'll finally spin that stop that gives us a 10K. We're back after the school run and bits and pieces like that, and we have done pretty much all of those 30 kilometers, team. Jeroen and should be Francesco to forever friends. G47IX and I have a little way to go, but claim rewards. Nowadays, you get a little Tandemaus encounter, which is great. Not just the XP and the Stardust. So there we go. We've reached forever friends with these 2 guys. Epic. And obviously Tandemaus could be shiny. And I think it's 382 from memory for the hundo. So for those of you who don't have party play, that is very good. I know it's only 1 per week, but 1 per week is better than none. There we go. Forever friends with Francesco. I will put a lucky egg down so you can get yourself a nice 300k XP. And this is what we wanted to achieve. So remote trading unlocked. This is what we're going to take you through now. Trade from anywhere in the world with your forever friend. You can trade Pokemon remotely. You need to tag them in your remote trade tag. Now I've seen that a new tag will appear. Lovely, so we can tag now. And unfortunately, there you go. My very first shiny Indeedee never sparkled. All the game overlays and everything breaking at once. Jero and I are also now forever friends. So if you look at the top of the friends list, which is now broken for some peculiar reason, come on. No surprise the friend list isn't loading. Those were literally hatched 3 minutes ago. Well, look, it's our very first shiny Indeedee, people, and never got this before, and it's just a shade over the 3-star barrier. Very cool. And you do need to hatch 1 of each. Indeedee male and an Indeedee female. 108 hatched. Now, here we go. Go to your tags. You have a new remote trade tag. Hit OK, and you can start tagging things. To make a remote trade, first you must choose a Pokemon which you are open to trading by tagging them with this thing, blah, blah. During remote trades, your friend can only choose from Pokemon you've marked with this remote trade tag. This is where it might be good to utilize if you don't already know the person you're trading with remotely. Either find them on socials perhaps, or directly through Campfire. Campfire is a very good tool that you're going to be able to utilize. Download the app. It's basically the social app that goes alongside Pokemon Go, and that will be the best way to DM someone and try and organize what you want. Pokemon with the remote trade tag can be seen by all forever friends, including details like when and where it was caught, which is great. Press and hold, you can see the IV pops up, the typing, the location, the Pokeball, and all that jazz in the moveset, which is good. So I'm going to come back to that because I need to chat to Jeroen, because as far as we can see, the lucky friend bug still hasn't been fixed, so we might try and use some old Pokemon to trigger the lucky trade anyway. Okay, we're here towards the end. Well, basically I need to get this video done ASAP before the podcast gets going. Jeroen and I are ready to do this trade. So let's see if we can do this. Jump into the lucky trade remotely, choose a Pokemon to request from your friend. So it gives you a load of pop-ups. I think we've been through this before. Glossary with the location card, special backgrounds and all that jazz. And of course you can't trade Pokemon remotely that you've caught in the last 30 days, which I think is kind of fair enough. Choose one from the screen. We'll both review the chosen Pokemon later. So we've seen evidence of a few Japanese players who've done their remote lucky trades and it's actually stayed lucky. So it may have been fixed, not 100% sure, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens. So show unregistered Pokemon. Learn more about remote trades. We don't need to do that. So now we get to choose something from Jeroen, and we are swapping these Christmas Pseudo-Woodos. And obviously you can choose up to 3, but I think we're going to try and just choose the 1. Confirm. Something went wrong. Please try again later. Got your trade request sent. So now we back out, I guess. Come back to it. It seems a bit broken. Get started. I'm going to choose, I think I actually have to choose 3. So I'm going to choose a Bulbasaur and a Squirtle and then the Fidough. Confirm. I'm trying to DM each other on X. So we're taking the Fidough. He can take the Fidough. This is so weird to see. Do I hit confirm? Come back later. Your friend has some time to respond to your trade request. If the trade expires, the request will be cancelled, but you won't lose your opportunity for remote trade with his friend. That's been sent, I think. Okay, the remote trade has been locked. View trade Pokemon. Well, the lucky thing has disappeared. So... I don't see it anywhere. What's happened here? Once you've done your remote trade, or once you've done the 90 interactions, it will finish and disappear. I'm going to restart the game. I wonder if it will refresh. Oh, something worked. We got our 50th lucky Pokemon, Sharon, so it did work. We got our lucky trade done. It actually went through. Level 79 people, there we go. 294 kilometers explored, 4.9k Pokemon caught, and let's claim our reward. So we'll find out what we actually get from our lucky trade. Let's see, it's gonna pop back up. It's actually just brought me straight into that menu. And let's actually get to see the trade go through. Fantastic. I won't spoil what Jeroen got. Go and check him out. He's tagged in the title there below. So, 1570 is gonna be not too bad actually. 13, 14, 14. Mate, thank you very much for being persistent with the gifts and those weekly challenges and getting us to this point. First remote lucky trade successful. I hope that whatever happened over in the land down under in Kiwi land actually gets fixed and compensated for, because it seems it's worked here. Might be one to gold bottle cap in the future. We will actually name it after Jeroen. There we go. I hope that explains how remote trades are going to work in Pokemon Go, because as you saw, we now have to earn the whole friendship points again. So we've still got the 5th friendship heart there, but earn another 90 interaction points to get the additional bonus again, which is basically unlocking the remote trade once again. And we got to level 79. And there's one other thing I wanted to do, which is taking advantage of this event's evolution bonuses. You only have to catch 10 dark type, which if you're struggling to find dark types, drop down Moongeist Beam, the sort of incense adventure effect from Dawnwing's Necrozma. That's what helped me, and I can finally tick off the shiny decks for Pancham and Pangaroo. Honestly, it was great to have that lucky friend trade remotely done. I'm so pleased it actually worked. We were this close to swapping Pikachu for Slackoff from the year 2018 or 2019. That is my very first Pangaroo shiny. I've never bothered evolving it because, of course, it takes 32 catches and I never bother doing these sort of evolution things. So there we go. We have Pangaroo shiny decks completed, lucky shiny Fidough, and of course the shiny Fidough from today's adventure. So if you love what you saw, or if you like what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button down below and sticking with me, because of course we want more Fidough. We'll be back out chasing for more of those Fidough, and there's a Shadow Raid Day for Raikou Shadow Shiny coming through with a boost, and of course we've got the Taken Over event beginning on the Friday as well. So there's plenty more from this event to come, and check out some of the videos available on the screen as well. Most recently, the Diddley Squat Farm Adventures. Go and give them a watch, people. I greatly appreciate it. And again, thanks Jeroen. Really appreciate the trade, dude. But I will say, until the next time, folks, do take care.